Hey everybody, I'm here with a new production coordinator, Lisa Ohanian. Lisa, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm always doing great. So I'm glad you came on board. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you were before you got here?
Okay, so before I came here, I was at Activision. I actually interned there back in the day and got hired on afterwards. And for the past, since then, I had been working in the production management group for the Call of Duty franchise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What titles, what Call of Duty titles did you work on? Because Call of Duty is a thing. It's just a blanket.
Thing. It's
yeah.
a monster.
Yeah.
The first one I worked on was Black Ops 2.
Oh, it's a great one.
Yes, yeah, which is my personal favorite.
Me too, dude. Nice.
There we go. And I worked on, I at least touched all of them since then. So.
Did you say you left off with Advanced Warfare? Was that your last one?
Yes, that was the last one. I also was helping a little bit on, I can say it now, Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
before I left, although I couldn't tell anyone that at the time.
All right, so we've had this question before, and we get it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly do you do as a production coordinator?
I do a lot. My three big buckets right now are I work with our art outsourcers. So we have a lot of things that we'll give to contractors to do certain parts of the work and come back in-house and see and put all the pieces together and match it with some of our pieces. So I deal with all of our outsourcers, which is the scheduling of them, the legalese, getting their contracts and everything, tracking all of our approvals for the assets that they're sending in, everything to do with them. I also work a lot with our ship pipeline and working around that schedule, and I'm also helping to support the character pipeline.
So you work a lot with the Steven Toast.
Yes, I do.
You had to think about that for a second?
I did, Toast.
You're like, who's that?
It took me a second. But yeah, I basically, anything that has to do with art, I'm in there somehow.
What appealed to you about this project? Because coming from Call of Duty, which is a little different.
Yeah. So I really like how open and interesting this world aspires to be. The thing that I really like about MMOs is the world creation, and as weird as this sounds, kind of like the nitty-gritty of life. And the thing I like about this is you can be a space pilot, you can be a pirate, you can be a trader, you can do so many different things that you wouldn't normally think to make a game around, and it really creates an interesting living, breathing world, and I love worlds like that.
So it's the openness that kind of draws you to it, which is interesting because it's the exact opposite from where you were before.
Oh yeah, it's different. Call of Duty had its own appeal, but it didn't have, it wasn't that kind of game.
So have you always been into like sci-fi stuff, or was this a first for you?
More fantasy. I grew up playing D&D because my dad was a big D&D guy. My 6th grade birthday party was a 12-hour D&D campaign that he ran for me and some of my friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I didn't get into sci-fi until kind of late high school, early college. Someone was telling me about this space western that I had to see, and I was like, I don't know, I don't really like westerns, never really been into that sci-fi, but anyone who's seen Firefly can tell you that it's pretty much the best show on earth. So
it's pretty high up there.
Yeah, and after that it was all downhill or uphill, however you want to think about it. People would be like, oh, watch Battlestar, done, okay, and just from there on. So
let's go back to the beginning. How did you originally get involved with games?
Like I said, I've been a gamer my entire life, and when I was a kid, I was like, oh, maybe I can go into video games, but I never thought about it that much until I was looking. I was kind of deciding what to do after college, and I was like looking at grad schools, and I found this program for entertainment industry management at Carnegie Mellon, and I was looking at the coursework, and I thought, oh, I can go into games with this, and it just seemed perfect. And again, everything was uphill from there.
So you finished college, or you finished your grad program, sorry, and then you go to Activision?
So I actually, ties back into Star Citizen. This is how I first heard about Star Citizen. I did a summer, I interned at Blizzard on the Diablo 3 team, and Diablo 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, so it was really exciting to work on that team. I did that, and I sort of snowballed that into Activision. But again, to tie it into Star Citizen, that's how I found out about this project. The guy that hired me as an intern at Blizzard is the same guy who hired me when I started here.
Oh, that worked out pretty well.
I know, small world.
So what part of Star Citizen, now that you're here, and you can see everything and you're putting it together, but as a gamer and as someone who really is just looking forward to this, what part interests you the most?
Oh man, I will probably, like I said to your question earlier, I love the interactivity and all the different nuance of the things you can get involved with in the world. As I see how the game develops, I'll probably want to be either like a trader or a politician. Of course, I want to have my own ship and do the ship fighting and stuff, but I've always been more of a PvE kind of girl. And I really want to get involved in the world and have an influence on it in a different way than just shooting people's ships. As much fun as I'm sure that's going to be.
Yeah, it's actually, I actually consider myself more of a PvE person too.
Yeah.
And it's cool how the world that we're building, that's actually a viable option.
Yeah.
Whereas in most MMOs you play, it's not really a viable option.
Yeah, it's like PvP or do quests here.
Exactly.
There's no do quests path like there is for a lot of games.
And there's no way to actually have an effect on the universe. I mean, I'm not saying there's no way, but it just seems like it's minimal.
Yeah.
As we're trying to build that in this game, it's very exciting to someone who
Yes.
also who likes to do PvE type
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
All right, so before we let you go, we have a few rapid fire questions. You ready?
Oh God, I hope so.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. I don't know if that counts.
Oh, dude, it definitely
Okay.
counts. Hands in. All right, definitely counts. Favorite video game?
Diablo 2.
All right, no high five because the correct answer is Metal Gear Solid 2, but good.
Didn't know there was a correct answer.
Yeah, good job. Favorite ship in Star Citizen?
Freelancer.
Oh, good choice. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Again, this is Lisa Ohanian. I'm James Pugh, and the dev has been...
Redacted!
What?
What'd you do?
Yeah.
You couldn't get your thing right!
Let's try it again.
No, that's it. You don't get it. That's it.
Well, no, I said...
Redacted!
Oh,
Beep it.